Hello there, and welcome to the show. This week's wrestling or under the ring show this week, whatever you want to call it. I am here with Rum. You want to say hello?
Hi.
Hello. So yeah, this week we've got a little topics, but a lot to talk about. I think that's the way to look at it, isn't it? There's a little bit. There's a little headers we got here, and then a lot to talk about. So we'll get straight on with it, but before we do, I just want to put out some bad news, really, start off with. Xavier, who was the second Ring of Honor champion, passed away recently, so we want to give our thoughts and prayers, you want to call it, to his family and friends, and hope they, it's a sad day.
It's sad. He was a great wrestler, and from what I read online, he's quite a well-liked guy. So it's a shame. Be missed.
Very part of the wrestling community as a fan, really, as well. So yeah, it's a sad loss. I don't know whether I want to continue as a bad thing, because I don't want to have to start and come out with that one. I'll get on the real world news, and then we'll go over to the reactions and stuff. Also, as well, and I'm not going to give this person's name because he's a scumbag, but somebody actually tried to kidnap Sonya Deville recently, which is a scary story to think about. Because what happened is somebody found out where she lived, basically stalked her for God knows how many months or a year, and then literally went into a house and just with, I think it was a taser, rope, and a black bag or something. It was just like, Jesus Christ, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, it was mace. The scary thing about it is, she made light to the point that in part of her testimony, and that this guy had sent loads and loads of messages to her on Instagram, I think. And but what she said is she doesn't actually read the ones that are for people that she doesn't follow. So they go into a separate folder altogether. And when she actually searched his name after everything had happened, it was quite graphic and quite.
We're not work. I have seen articles giving the person's name, and I have a very, when it comes to things like this, I have a very don't give that person's name, because that's probably what he kind of wants in a weird way. He wants that attention. From either the person or the masses, I guess. So
who knows? Who knows? It's what goes through someone's mind when they do that is beyond you or me, I guess. It's just bizarre. That's what words can't really describe, can it?
No, it really can't. You must be seriously needing help if you've planned this for God knows how long. So yeah, you probably have nobody there to go, oh yeah, hang on, what you doing? Kind of. Sorry, I am literally typing in the stream name, because I completely forgot to do it before we started. So I was like, oh great. Yeah. I had everything ready to go, and then I was just for last hurdle, as I always do. So we're gonna go on to some fun news now. Oh, did you hear it? I think I've got thunder coming. I heard thunder. That must mean a Thunderdome. Oh no! I posted that. I was gonna post that on my Facebook. Do you hear thunder? And I was like, all of my wrestling fans would have gone, oh, and then non-wrestling fans go, what are you on about? I can't hear thunder. Well, it's funny, we had thunder recently, so it kind of went, okay. It was appropriate in a weird way. But yeah, the Thunderdome happened. I think me and James discussed this last week on if I remember rightly, he was absolutely against the idea. He didn't like it with all the screens in there. it was very interesting.
I put this out there at the start of lockdown. I actually tweeted to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And my tweet something like the 27th of April, suggesting this very idea.
Yeah, I don't think AEW could have like well, maybe the AEW could, but I don't think they want to spend the funds on that much. But maybe WWE could, and obviously they did.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
I like the idea that they could actually put like people's entrances on the screen. So it's not. It's I think the first thing they did was Vince McMahon come out and say "Welcome to the Thunderdome" and all of them, whatever, and then the Fiend's thing hit, and it was just like all the screens went like in a all painted face, and I was like, "That's brilliant."
It was so well done, wasn't it? It's
so
well done.
It was. I was like, I think after all our silences and plexiglass and NXT stars, I think it's good to actually see like fans. Like
the only thing is, I'd be intrigued to see how it plays out for SummerSlam, because although it was there and it looked busy, I didn't really get a lot of crowd noise.
Yeah, I think that's something they might need to work on.
But then again, at the same time, there's an element of risk in that, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I think they've probably got people on it who are like, because they've probably got people on it going mute if they hear hear something.
Did you hear about the what people had to actually sign to and go through to actually get?
I'd heard that they had to sign something, but I didn't know to what extent was it. I knew they had to.
It's very extensive.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, you talking like multiple pages of boxes, and you're not allowed to wear anything that's anything branded at all. So that's
other than WWE, their sponsors, or Fox sponsors, or anything like that, it'd be fine.
This is it. So I couldn't sit there wearing a Levi's shirt. I'd have to wear like, I don't know, a Fox shirt or something.
Yeah, you'd have to be something like, you'd have to be, well, I don't know, wherever if you were, because they're in a stadium, aren't they? They're doing this in a stadium. Can you wear the stadium that you're in? So I think if they were in like LA and they did this now, could you wear an LA Lakers shirt? Would that be alright, or would that still be, well, we can't do that?
I think at the moment, I think pretty much it would be a no.
Yeah.
Because of what I've read.
Yeah.
You know. But
obviously you've got to be like, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you can't just sit there and yell, way, boo, that kind of stuff. So probably something like that, isn't it? And you can't wear AEW shirts and.
Yeah, definitely not AEW. Because they can't escort you out the building, but apparently they've got a magic kick button.
Yeah, they've got a kick. They've got like little kicks buttons for everybody. So that's obviously that's just a way for them to cover their own backs, really, isn't it?
Because it was really sensationalized. Because there's a few people that got that didn't get kicked at the end of the tester session, and they were still connected during the post-production.
Yeah.
They were literally talking about those things, and people just took it as, oh, no AEW shirts, no Ring of Honor shirts, or whatever. It's like, of course not.
Of course not. That's like me going to a freaking.
It's just basically free advertisement, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't walk into McDonald's with a KFC shirt or something, or whatever the vice versa is. I just don't do it. Same thing. It's like, you don't. Same thing on football as well. You don't go to your local team with a Man United shirt or something on.
Unless you want your head beat.
Yeah, unless you want your ass kicked, basically. But obviously it's different for football. But that's what I'm trying to get at. Is you don't wear your competitors' shirts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how to do a SummerSlam one, because, like you said, the sound issue was a bit weird. But I think it's just ironing out little kinks like that is what they have to do now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they had a test run. The test run ran great. All the screens worked. Nobody was showing off any body parts that they shouldn't be showing off. Because it's gonna happen, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. There's always more.
Yeah, you got a crowd like that.
I think like the legal team with the way WWE set themselves legally, Yeah. You know, when in the old days on the WWE forums, if you did something out of line, you'd add a letter. You'd have a letter to your actual home address, no matter what country you were in, with a legal warning.
So saying, don't do this again.
Don't do it.
So yeah, we'll move over to NXT as well, because that happened yesterday. So we can talk about. We're going to say what the matches were like, but we're not actually going to go through the results. So because we have a
just on that, the first thing I would say is. So we know now that NXT UK is going to return on September the 7th.
Kind of.
Yeah, there was an ad during during Takeover, and I for one am thoroughly looking forward to it. We need more Volta on TV.
Yeah, I'm. Is it going to be a closed set, is it? Or what's the deal with it?
They've not said.
I hope it is a closed, because I don't want, obviously, with all the stuff that's going on, I don't want it to be I don't want it to be the first thing that opens up, and then it's like, yay, and then a spike everywhere. So
it's difficult because obviously at the moment with what's going on in Manchester and around the area, and now Birmingham, we're spiking left, right, and centre.
Yep. Thanks for that. Yeah. Well, I literally had a customer come in yesterday, and he was from Manchester, and I was screaming internally, going, "What the bloody hell!" But yeah. But yeah, what? So I'm hoping it'd be a close set. I think they've probably learned a lesson through NXT and gone, "Oh, let's close it," and then do it like their performance center, whatever they want to. Whatever they want to do it.
It'll be something along those lines.
Goes in their performance center in London, I think it was, unless they close it down. I don't know if they closed it down.
Well, it's not going to take much for them to rent an arena somewhere, is it?
No, God no. Most arenas are
and everybody be all over it because they want as much trade as they can get.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll cut on with we'll carry on going with NXT, because go back on top for a second. Well, obviously we're not going to give results, but we're going to give reactions to what we thought. I'm gonna go. I had the list actually of the card.
So we had the kickoff show with number one contendership tag match.
Yep.
Phantasma versus Breezango versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Solid match.
Okay.
To be fair, it's kind of what you expect from all of them. All of them worked well. Obviously, you've got Gimmick-a-mania with Breezango, but you know, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch always have really good matches. And to be honest,
if I can ask, what the gimmick they were choosing for this time? It's normally related to something, isn't it?
To be honest with you, I just glaze over it.
Okay, fair enough. I was like, because normally it's like they'll have like a gimmick to go with their match. I think last time they faced someone, it was Imperium, and they copied that, didn't they? That's last I remember anyway. But
to be honest with you, I just really dislike them. I don't dislike them as wrestlers. I just dislike them
as a gimmick. As a gimmick of Breezango,
You know, it's just like they're both so talented.
It's comedy feel. I mean, like, you need something lighthearted. It's gonna be brutally serious all the time. You need something to kind of
you need something to cut it. And I get that. It's just it shouldn't be the same thing every time. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be the same. You know, and
that's why they're on the pre-show.
and sort of Legado del Fantasma, they were just quality again. The thing is, what I love about NXT is it's very difficult to have a bad match in NXT.
No.
Because everybody is just so polished. And they're polished and raw at the same time. It's hard to explain. It's almost like the anticipation for what you're going to get. You're always going to get a nice combination of spots and storytelling, and it feels almost like what I would envision a perfect match to be like every time. The formula of the perfect match.
Hold on. Dave Meltzer doesn't. I think Dave Meltzer called. And he didn't want to say that. Well, it's a perfect match all the time. No, it isn't. Doesn't get 6 stars or 5. It's not a New Japan match. Calm your
It's not a New Japan match. No, but I mean, in terms of the actual formula that they use.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, you're gonna get some matches better than others, but very rarely do I walk away thinking this is a D- or an E match. You very rarely get a C match. It's normally a B,
they're good quality matches. They're not like some Randy Orton versus John Cena for the umpteenth time match. Where he's like, yeah, we've seen it before. We know what's gonna happen. This, and this. That kind of. It's not the same old. There's always something interesting in there.
And so first match of the night
proper card
was on the proper card. What did we? I can't remember what order it was in.
I think what I've got here is Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher.
That was a great match.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I just saw little bits of these matches. So,
did you know? Proper chemistry between them two. It was really, really, really classy. You know, it was a classic. It was a classic sort of catch wrestling style match that went down. You know, they used a lot of technical work. Really, really sort of showcase what Thatcher's capabilities are.
Yeah, because Thatcher's he's a very old school sort of wrestler. Doesn't do the flips and stuff. It's just like ground, pound, and submit.
He's very much he's crossed between Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak.
Oh right! Oh wow, that is
with mega intensity, like absolute mega nasty intensity. You know, It was really, really good. Good. You know, and you got to see sort of Balor's normal spots, but flawlessly put together, and it was just good.
Oh, it was. Yeah, Balor I think is underrated. I think when he was on the main roster, he was underrated. He's fantastic to watch.
You know what it is? I almost feel like he's in the Rob Van Dam situation back in ECW. Everybody wants him to have the title. Everybody wants him to be at the top. But
management doesn't.
As Paul Heyman says it, I could never give Rob Van Dam the world title because I promised two main events as a card.
Yeah. I think he's a hell of a good wrestler. Just it's like you said, he's in the Rob Van Dam situation. It's like everyone wants him to be the world champion, and he did for about a day. Then he broke his arm, unfortunately. Sorry, Seth broke his arm. Thank you. So, but yeah,
the thing is though, I kind of think he's in a position where he is at the moment due to his own sort of thoughts as well. If you look.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like he's not pushing for anything at the moment, and it's good for the WWE because they know that if they need to utilize him and push him back up there, they can do.
Yeah, and also
sort of keep
as well, he's showing off the better. He's showing off the younger ones who are coming up now. I mean, obviously he's not a spring chicken.
He's been treated a bit like an talent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like a granddad, but it's like he's a father figure now to the younger ones, and he's showing them, you know, you can. This is what they can do. Look at them. You know, that kind of. Care to respect, personally. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, no. Then next one was the North American Championship match.
Which had Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and Velveteen Dream.
To be honest with you, it still doesn't sit well with me that the Dream's back, and apparently he's got a lot of heat for it as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say this last week, and I'm not sure if I might have done. I'm kind of in that two camps of if WWE have done their research and looked into it properly,
which they claim to have done.
This they claim to have done, and if they've done their research and went, okay, there's nothing there, then I will go, okay.
But then
here's the thing that I said was like, it's like the way that when they brought it back and the whole heat was on him because he coming back, they said, "Oh yeah, we've done the research," and it turns out you haven't. That's I just felt
the
really
telltale
bad.
thing for me is when you've got like Nia Jax and other people put in like dodgy emojis on the fact that it's back. You know, that says if people within the company are suspicious that things haven't been done properly, then
something hasn't been done.
It doesn't sit well on him. But then again, it could be a case of, in terms of the WWE, he's got to sit and take his medicine for a while. But it feels really dodgy to put him straight into a title picture.
Yeah. Also, as well, as I think you have to kind of realise that he was. I mean, obviously, it's a side issue and not the main reason, but he was in a car accident. Like, he left and he was, like, legitimately in a car accident. So obviously,
and that's how they played it.
That's how they played it, but they should have kept him off for a little bit more, done the actual research, and then determined otherwise.
But then this might be a masterstroke from them in terms of, whilst we're in this situation, if we get it all out of the way now, then come 6 months down the line, you know, people are going to have forgotten about it.
I wouldn't say 6 months. I'd give it a lot shorter than that. I'd give it 3. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I would say most people's attention spans now is. I've always said if you do something stupid, give it 6 months and no one will remember. I say a lot shorter now, but like say 3, maybe even a month if it depends on the severity of it. So yeah.
I mean,
like I said, it depends on the person as well. Depends on
So this match was great. Again, this was for me. This was an A-star match. You know, it was quality, and
well, I mean, like the people they had in there, you can't really go wrong, can you? I mean, you had obviously Velveteen Dream in there, Johnny Gargano. You can't really have a quote bad match with them.
What surprised me was how good Bronson Reed was within it. I thought he was out. I mean, he's been outstanding anyway, but in that type of match, how they booked him really well. And also, you got to see Cameron Grimes do things that, you know, you can actually see how good his sort of psychology is, and his thoughts in there, and what he does and on the fly, and you know, and some of the spots he put across. And again, you know, every single person in there, Priest, Gargano, and Dream, and you know, and Grimes and Reed, all of them have really good chemistry with each other, which, you know, and I use chemistry a lot, but it's important because when you're in that type of a match where you've got so many different things going on,
so with different variables, that kind of stuff.
Completely, nothing felt amiss, which was nice.
Yeah. I mean, glad that they all worked together, because obviously in that situation, if one false move and you could get a steel ladder in your head and you're not didn't realise. So yeah, obviously they worked well together.
Yeah.
I've got the match left here. The result did surprise me too.
I was happy. I was really happy. But you know,
I think you could probably put. You could probably put like title feud with anybody else who won that. Person who won, you could put a title feud with any single person in that match there and carry on going for at least until Survivor Series. That time. I mean, that time frame.
With the exception of the Dream, to be honest with you, I would have been happy with any of those guys to win the belt.
Yeah,
you know. But
Well, I will say, with the person who did win, I actually bought one of these WWE card things from my shop. And I've got Goldberg as one of the shiny ones, which is really cool. So that's good. And I've actually got the person that won. I was like, hey, I was lucky. Bit of foreshadowing there, I think it was. But yes. So I'm going to get my Goldberg if I do go down to Liverpool to go to a wrestling convention, I think it was. I believe Goldberg might be there, hopefully. So I might get it signed. Cool. But sorry, that's me sidetracking.
Oh, that's cool.
Then Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
This
what a match.
Yeah, I
freakishly good.
Yeah, I didn't see the match, but I did see a certain spot that was. I think he did, like we discussed it before. We saying like he did a front flip off top rope.
Yeah,
now,
that's right.
For someone who is, I believe he's NFL, is he?
Yeah, ex-NFL.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just do you know what though? Even from the start, his storytelling, his chain wrestling at times, it was just, it was ridiculous. The entire match was so well done. Okay. You know, it's almost like he's been training for 4 or 5 years. He's better than he's better than some of the people that have been training for 4 or 5 years.
And also, I think you probably made that Adam Cole made him look like $1 million because. Yeah, for sure. There's an element of that. Adam Cole can make anyone look like a champion in disguise, sort of thing, really.
But I mean, it was just like his timing was really, really good. Like, even when he was like being thrown when he was coming off the ropes, and Cole would sort of do the send off and then drop down.
Yeah.
You know, his timing and it was. It felt basic, but it didn't feel basic. It felt like it felt like this guy was putting on this guy was someone that had a fair bit of experience, and you know it was a good match.
Okay.
You know, this is the one match I was really not looking forward to.
I have to be the opposite. I think that was that match and the main event I was interested to have a look at, because I want to see like how Pat wrestles, if he's any good.
Yeah.
Because obviously again he's an NFL star. He's not a wrestling personality.
It was.
I mean, he had
really nice though. They made reference to the fact that he used about Baron Corbin and how he was ex-NFL and how they were roommates.
Oh right, okay.
Roommates next sort of teammates. So it's it's interesting. Yeah, it was really nice actually having Corey Graves on commentary. He added a lot to it.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Again, I haven't watched it, and I will go and watch it afterwards. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a surprise there was no more Ranallo. It was Vic.
Is he still on? Is he still on NXT? Is he or?
Yeah. I imagine this was going to be a COVID based thing.
Okay. So yeah. Obviously. The next match was for the Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. I couldn't give
another really, really good match.
Oh, really good match. I was like, I wasn't looking forward to this. I thought I could see this coming. Io's gonna win, and
it was just you know, you got to see Io at her best, but also you got to see Dakota Kai what she was capable of.
Yeah.
I mean, a few spots here and there. I mean, there was interesting thing that happens after the match, but we'll not go into that. But the entire thing was just well done.
Okay.
You know, I had no problem watching it. To be honest with you, I could probably watch it again.
Okay, well that's a raising performance, isn't it? I'll watch it again then.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't surprising, was it really though? I mean, we kind of saw it coming.
Well, no, for sure, but you know, again, the way they did it was just outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really interested to see how this was gonna sort of pan out because obviously this last week they fired the head writer of NXT.
Yeah.
And everything's been changed, and Triple H is sort of.
Wasn't this pre-recorded though? I think wasn't it, or was it the episodes after that's been pre-recorded?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, it would probably. I don't know if this was his last work or if this was work sort of after him.
Yeah.
But
if we see a giant change and then we know that it's like, okay, this is the point where it's changed over, sort of thing.
Yeah. But if you notice this week as well, the weekly show of NXT did better because there was no competition for it this week.
Yeah.
Which goes to show the impact of Dynamite overall. Yeah.
And the last match on the list, Karrion Kross with Scarlett versus Keith Lee.
This was probably. I thought it was interesting. The match was good. I think they did a really good job of booking it because of sort of the regular issues that you have. It wasn't my favourite match.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was a B+ match for sure.
Okay.
I thought that Keith is actually a really good seller, and he does a good job of putting crossover at parts of the match, and then also Cross even does a good job without sort of damaging his sort of his persona of putting Keith over as well. It was just it was well balanced. To be fair, it was really well balanced. Obviously, without sort of
without giving away the ending.
We know there was again, without saying anything, but we know there's reports of an injury during the match.
I want to see how they can meld that into the storyline because, again, without giving what happened, how are they going to do it? Because obviously you have several different ways to do this, but how they're going to incorporate the injury into the storyline? Because they're going to have to.
It depends. It really depends upon what the outcome of the MRI is. You know, we'll probably find out midweek.
And then we can talk about it next week. You know, we can talk about it next week.
In all honesty, in normal circumstances we would have known by now because you know they would have had someone on standby. He would have gone for it straight away after the match, or even on the Monday. I mean, even on the Sunday, and they would have had their private doctors, etc., look at it. But obviously, much like the rest of the world, the COVID situation puts it back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's put a bit of a kick in it. Yeah, we'll have to find out. I mean, obviously, we'll find out what happens, and then we can actually talk about it. And
I mean,
see predict what's gonna happen.
Overall, I thought it was an A show, for sure. You know, really enjoyed it. It's one of those I could probably watch it two or three times again quite easily within the next couple of days. You know, it was really, really well done. I went away caring about everybody.
That's good. I mean, like I will go and watch it afterwards, but I want to see the what did I want to go watch? I want to watch the Keith Lee Karrion Kross match because they had a promo working up to that one. It was really good. And what is it now? I want to see the Pac match, just Pat versus Adam Cole match, just to see like again how good if he's any good at all, how it works, and also to see that spot because that spot with him jumping off the top is because he's quite tall, isn't he? He's quite he's a big pretty guy, big lad. So to do something like that
what was done really well about it was it didn't take him long to get up to that top turnbuckle.
No, it didn't. And I was like, whoa.
That was what the surprise was to me. Yeah. So I thought, all right, it might be a bit.
Might be like in a next thing though. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on. Yeah. No. I remember I watched the clip they posted and I just went, oh, okay, yeah, they're gonna have a scuffle and they're doing and the next thing I know, he's up on the top rope and I was like, where the hell did that come from? Literally. I mean, like, did you see the clip of the Gronk and Vince McMahon? No, basically, this was the pre-WrestleMania, and they had the Gronk doing his jump off the ledge thing, whatever you want to call it, his free fall.
Oh, right.
And so they have this little talk thing as, oh, God, this is how you do it. And they got Vince McMahon to do it first.
Oh, yeah, no,
and I was like, freaking hell.
Yeah, you're thinking near 90-year-old man just
yeah, and he's doing, I was like, I mean, obviously, I'm glad he's okay, but if something were to happen, God hell. I'm not, like I said, my heart went, even I went, a little bit.
That's Vince McMahon all over, isn't it?
Yeah, I knew it was, but like you said, he's coming up to his 90s now. I was like, for God's sake, man, what are you doing?
It's a scary thing.
And even like he had no fear, and then the crowd was sitting there going like, oh God, can I do it? So it's just like
74-year-old.
Yeah. Is he 74?
He's 74.
Fuck you now. Sorry, I shouldn't swear really, but yeah, Jesus. Yeah. Oh.
Randomly, speaking of old people, it turns out the Midnight Express have applied to trademark their name.
I thought they already had that trademarked.
No, apparently not.
Oh right, okay.
Apparently not. Apparently, yeah, they've actually gone for it now. So
yeah, you sure that's actually them and not Cody?
This is what I thought. Yeah, but no, they're specifically applying for entertainment services, namely providing professional wrestling and sports exhibitions, shows and performances by professional managers, wrestlers, promoters, entertainers, rendering live through live events, broadcasts, etc., etc., etc.
All that corporate talk. Basically, yeah, we own the name now.
Yeah, which is interesting because it means that. I mean, not to say anybody, not to say anybody could anybody be interested in using it now, but
no. I mean, but I thought that there was like, did they make Midnight Express in WWE first, or am I thinking of something else?
Well, there was the Rock and Roll Express.
Ah, right, okay.
But the Rock and Roll Express were a lot longer, and Midnight Express. No, it was Midnight Express plus WWE, wasn't it?
Yeah. So what was Shawn Michaels' tag team then? Am I thinking of wrong?
No, the Rockers.
Ah, okay. Getting the names.
Basically, they were they were a rip-off of the Rockers. Originally were a rip-off of they were especially they were going to be called the Midnight Rockers, which is supposed to be like a rip-off of the Midnight Express combined with the Rock and Roll Express, you know.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's I mean they had the Midnight Express had a lot of members. You know, it was yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to get my facts right, my tag team, so I know that which one's which. And I was like, okay, because I know there's Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express, and then there's the Rockers. I was like, okay, cool. Now I know the difference.
So the Midnight Express basically, they're around the territories in the 80s.
Okay, that's probably where I got me mixed up then, because I do know I had seen them on, and they got inducted, and I have seen them on WWE. Yeah, and I wasn't sure if they were WWE first, and then.
No, it was.
Then went in.
1980 to 83 was sort of the independence. Okay. Well, no, sort of 1980 to about 1989, and then they signed for the NWA, and then
WWE,
and then WWF. Yeah, and you know, and yeah.
So they own the trademark to that name now, so nobody else can use it, which is
effectively.
Yeah. Oh, good. Moving over to AEW, because we can kind of segue into the topic we wanted to do. Did you see, obviously you watched it?
Yeah.
I don't have the card on me at the moment, but I did see some promos from MJF's presidential promos, which I'll keep getting better.
It's quality, and to be honest, the sort of the Moxley sort of rebuttals are quite cool, but this week that promo thing and bringing the sort of lawyers in was just really clever, really well done.
Okay.
You know, he didn't need to say a lot in it. It was just so well done. I mean, the show opened up with Private Party and versus FTR, which was a great match. You know, it was.
Hang on, it was on Saturday, wasn't it? Because of the NBA, so we can't talk about it because 24 hours. Dang it! So we can't talk about this.
I can't give any.
Can't give any results, so we have to.
I mean, the card was as follows. You know, as it was publicised, there's Private Party versus FTR, Darby Allin in action, Jurassic Express.
Who did they face? If I can ask you, on Darby Allin one, or was it just?
It was Stingy Hobbs that it's been on the last couple of weeks. Like, you know, like they did with Johnson before.
Okay.
He's a sort of development guy. He's a big guy. He's a big talented guy, but yeah. And then you had next up you had the Natural Nightmares and the Jurassic Express versus Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade. You had the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Dark Order, which was it was Silver and whatever his name is. And
I be honest with you, I haven't really watched Dynamite that much. I've seen little clips from obviously YouTube. I really need to catch them with my freaking Dynamite. I know I'm missing out. I'm missing out. Come at me for it. Yeah, I'm a stool for WWE. Come on. Yep, come on.
And it's not 1,000 a day sometimes, no. Let's be fair.
Yeah, it's...
and then there's the women's tag cup finals.
So they actually put the finals on this. They actually put the finals on. Okay.
And it was on the show and Eva Lise. And then it was Cody versus Brody Lee for the TNT Championship, the main event.
Let me guess.
Solid show.
Oh no, I can't put my predictions in for it because it happened. So I was like, damn it. But I'll speak off stream and ask what it was. But yeah, it seems like it was a solid match.
It was a great match, and even made better by the sort of the storytelling around it was just quality, and everything about AEW. I mean, even if some of the matches are a little bit substandard at times, overall, where they excel is in their storytelling and making you care about the feuds. And when the thing is, when you've got someone like MJF who's just
fantastic gold on the microphone,
he's fantastic. And again, you've got also they had the Orange Cassidy sort of speaks thing that was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Even that you got making stars like Orange Cassidy, and you're seeing people like you see the Jurassic Express, and even sort of those guys are so talented.
Yeah.
Even Marco Stunt is just unreal.
Yeah.
For even with his comedicness, when he gets in there, he can go and he can have a good match.
You're saying about you talk about people like changing people now. I mean, look at freaking Jon Moxley. Everyone. Yeah. He was in WWE and now everybody knows. Oh no, it's not Dean Ambrose. It's Moxley now, and everyone calls him Moxley without even skipping a beat because he's that good.
Yeah.
Same with.
It's really funny though. He played that gimmick in TNA before going to WWE.
Yeah.
Look
at the difference. Look at the difference in that. It's like Jesus, because I did see that clip and it was like, what, Moxley was in fucking TNA when it started in its infancy, but I was like, holy shoot, the difference is incredible. Like,
and the thing is though, wrestling's a really funny thing because you can have amazingly talented people out there.
Yeah.
Their gimmicks are great, but sometimes it takes a bit of time and a bit of exposure before it clicks with the fans.
Yeah.
And when you get it, then suddenly everybody's mindset changes and everybody's like, wow, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He's never bad in the first place. It's just right time, right place.
Yeah.
And being booked well. It's like you don't get a monster. It's like what my criticism of AEW with Lance Archer. They do all that massive thing with Snake Roberts, bringing him in, making him invincible, then have him lose to Cody
in his first match. Yeah.
And then basically you have him on. It's going to take a long time to build him again. All right, he's beating people on Dark every other week, but it's like, again, it's like Scorpio Sky is, he's another guy. The problem that you've got with AEW at the moment is they have 3 hours of programming, and Dark is good.
Yeah. Sorry, I
don't
forgot.
get me wrong.
I was trying to think. They're on 3 hours. I had to realize. I know it's 2 hours of Dynamite and then 1 hour of Dark, isn't it? So
exactly. But from an exposure point of view, all right, people can watch Dark online, etc., which is great, which is fine. But you want another. For me, I would split Dynamite into an hour slots and have 2 different days for Dynamite. I'd have Dynamite and then the second show for an hour somewhere else.
Because we had this chat last week. I think Cody or somebody put out saying that Dark was going to go to 3 hours. Now I think me and Welsh both said like, yeah, you know what, no way, because it wouldn't, it like it couldn't, they can't do it. Maybe later, but not now.
The thing is, the problem is that if the quality's there, it's not an issue.
Yeah. But
the
it's
biggest issue you've got now is like, and this is why I find it really hard with WWE. There's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much. You know, when you cared about WWE, like in the nth degree, when you talk about the Attitude Era, etc., you had an hour, 2 hours maximum. You know, you had 2 hours during the Raw's War, the sort of Raw and then Warzone in a week.
Yeah.
Then you had nothing. Literally, you had recap shows, but nothing really. And then you know.
Then you had SmackDown coming in. That was on.
But that destroyed it for me. You see, when you just had Raw, you knew you were on a Friday night or Thursday night. You would come home from school or whatever. You'd stay up late, watch it, and then like you're waiting and wanting to see what happens the next week.
Yeah.
You know, because you always had that cliffhanger. Now there's so much content. You know, you get diverted to something else. And it's like you lose that buy-in as much as you would do normally. Do you know what I mean?
Also, as well as I think you've got with Monday Night Raw is about a case of obviously over in the States they had WCW over there as well. So that was way too much content. I mean, if we had that over here, it would be way too much content.
Well,
even if it was another brand, like say we have. Okay, so we've got Monday Night Raw, we've got NXT on a Wednesday, we've got AEW on a Wednesday, we've got Friday Night SmackDown.
You've got NXT UK, you've got 205 Live.
Yeah, and it's like you've got so much.
And then you still got TNA. Sorry, Impact. You've got Ring of Honor.
Well, and also you've got New Japan as well because they're still doing shows. So you've got even generally, I think the second that the AEWs and New Japan started to pick up steam, it was like there was so much content because there were so many different promotions going on.
Yeah, so I mean, even now, like you think it's been 6 months since 6-7 months since MLW have come back. They've had the BN Sports deal, so they've got exposure there, and then they've been smashing it online every week.
Yeah.
We see pre-lockdown that you'd have Fusion every week on a Sunday or a Monday, and then they'd have their pay-per-views for free on YouTube, and you know, it's crazy. And I sit there thinking to myself, how much wrestling can I watch? And for me, that's the thing. When you think about it, well, I'll put it to you this way: I've watched since Friday. I've watched SmackDown.
Yeah.
I've watched Impact. I've watched Dynamite.
Yeah.
I've watched Takeover.
And you got to watch SummerSlam tonight, obviously.
Yeah, when we're Sunday. We're gonna watch SummerSlam tonight. Yeah.
Oh,
actually, to be fair, I've got to be up at 4:30.
So yeah, you probably I'm gonna be up at quite much. I'll probably skip I'll probably skip SummerSlam this year. But speaking of keeping on the track with going back to AEW for a second, you said they had like 10% of AEW fans there.
No, that's going to be this week.
Oh, it's this week, is it? Okay.
It's for this Thursday.
This Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is something interesting because I saw a few things popping around. They had them in like bubbles or something, apparently.
That's right. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
So basically, what they've said is, we're going to have 10% of the capacity of the venue.
Yeah.
And then each ticket. So let's say if 5 people bought a ticket, they'd be in one bubble, or if 2 people bought a ticket, they'd be in one bubble. So you buy tickets in bubbles.
Yeah.
Which
that's a good idea.
And basically, when you go in, you will have a temperature check and such, and they will then, you know, they're doing all the sort of all the right things to on the surface. You know, you just hope the people that got there are the sensible people.
Also, you have to realise as well is probably not going to be. They'll probably be in the arena, but not like right up close to the front. They'd be like probably in the seats somewhere, and still have the plexiglass and the wrestlers on the ground, on the floor.
That's interesting though, because they don't have plexiglass.
Well, but you get what you get what I mean.
Yeah,
we'll have the actual wrestlers on the front, on the floor, and have all the other people in the seats, up in the rafters, sort of thing. So I hope that's the way they do it, and not have fans like right up to, because I don't want some not clever person, shall we say, just run down, touch somebody, or cough on somebody, and next thing I know, we've got like freaking cases in AEW.
Yeah.
But we'll also, I will sidetrack for a second, because Tony Khan did put a tweet out, and I think he went on a bit of a rant, and basically said, if you're getting tickets and then you're selling them on, you're a bit of a dick, basically. You're a bit of a scumbag. I think if that's
so I've actually got I've got a diagram orchestrating showing how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So basically you've got bubbles in like the almost at the highest point, and then below that you've got risers where the majority of the fans are, sort of, and then that's it. And then you've got like a floor area, and then where the floor seats would be, where I guess where the wrestlers normally are, and then the ring. So it is everything's a fair, or the fans are a fair distance away.
Oh, okay. So okay. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a good thing as well. Yeah. As long as it's sensible and they're not putting people in danger, then I think that's all right, really.
I just hope they don't allow any alcohol there. Cause
God,
do you know what I mean?
No. I made a fatal mistake, and I decided, I'll go out and I'll be out outside. And I was just like, not doing that again. After I literally had one point, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going home, because it was just, if you get alcohol in people, all the all the common sense goes out the window, basically.
It is an interesting thing. I've been reading the tweets on this, and this kid has put on here. I get people wanting to go to live shows and be a part of this awesome show, but Florida is one of the top 3 red zones for the virus.
Yeah,
this may be rubbing salt in the wound. Not smart at all.
It's a balancing act, really. They've got to realize that they want to get some money back have actual live people there to recoup money from their loss.
It's interesting, because they're saying that Jacksonville has 10% of cases in the last 2 weeks. It's all a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's like, you have to realize as well is in the state of Florida, they did like just go, didn't really give a hell, really. They just went, okay, we're gonna lock down for 2 weeks, and then we're gonna back up again. So it's kind of like they didn't really do anything, so it reaps what they sow, sort of thing. Obviously I don't want anybody to die from it and all this other stuff, and I hope everyone stays safe and stays indoors, but they kind of reap what they sow, in a sense there. It's a shame, really, but that's you made your bed, you got to lie in it, sort of thing.
Just on sort of a bit more pop culture.
Go for it.
Did you see Tyson Fury calling out Drew McIntyre?
No, I did not. I did not see this one. No, go on.
Basically, it was a tweet that Drew McIntyre put out.
Right.
And about Fury being silly. I can't remember, about Fury ducking an AJ fight, I think.
Okay.
No, what was it? Hang on.
Are we talking AJ the boxer or AJ the wrestler? For a second.
AJ the boxer.
The boxer. Okay, cool.
Hang on. Fury.
Yeah, because it's like, if it was AJ the wrestler, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? You can't even beat Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
So why are you challenging? I mean, he'd probably make you look like $1 billion, but come on.
Here we are. So Right, okay. So Tyson Fury sent a warning to Drew McIntyre on social media mid rumors of a WWE return.
Saudi show.
Gypsy King as a small matter of a trilogy fight against Deontay Wilder, but yeah, it was basically McIntyre was saying, that he basically said something along the lines of, you're too scared too scared to take AJ, and basically he
basically just called him out for being dodging the fight that he's gonna have.
Yeah, and then basically he come back and said, Drew McIntyre, anytime, any place.
Cool. So we have the main event for the next year's Saudi show then.
Yeah.
That's something. Let's put it this way, it's still up, isn't it? I'm guessing that it's still up now. Yeah. The actual tweet itself is still up, I'm guessing. If it isn't, then I'm saying, is the actual tweet still up from Drew?
Yeah, it's somewhere. Yeah.
So that means Vince looking at it and going, "God damn, I can do this match." Because I don't know, hasn't he said several times that it's like Vince gets pissed off if you call out matches that he can't do. So it's like he hasn't asked him to take it down. So he probably looks at that and go, "Yeah, I can do that." So it's gonna happen then. So possibly.
Yeah. It just made me laugh.
Oh god, yeah, obviously.
It just makes me laugh because I just find, as much as he's a hard guy and I won't want to get in a fight with him.
Oh god, no.
I find Tyson Fury really funny.
He is really funny.
He's just really funny. I can't take him seriously.
No, because I think he didn't. I remember listening to an interview he did, and this was I think it was last year, the year before, and I didn't understand who he was. Like, he just sounded really arrogant and full of him, like really full of himself, and I just went, what a dick. Yeah. He sounds like a bit of an ass. But when you look into it, it's like, you know what, actually this guy's been through a hell of a lot to come back, and yeah, so give him credit, but in a funny way. I think he's very funny. I think he knows how to play the media card sort of thing. He knows how to play the audience.
He's born for the WWE, really, isn't he?
Yeah. We tried that, didn't we? And we know what happened. Excuse me. You've got the Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury matches. Like, pull up an example moment if you want to see it. So, yeah. I mean, like, if he wants to go again, get his other matches that he's obviously got to do by contract, and then get him 6 months in training, or get the same trainer that Pat did, and then.
Do you know what? I think with him, it depends upon the outcome of his. He's got to take on Wilder, and then he's got a mandatory against Potemkin now. That no, actually, it depends, because Potemkin beat Dillian White yesterday. But having said that, Dillian White's sort of got a rematch clause, and he wants it in December. So that, depending upon what happens there, depends upon what happens with the WBC title, which Fury has. So,
like I said, I don't really mind how he has other contractual agreements that he has to do. So get them out of the way first. If he wants to come back, if he wants to come in WWE again, don't come back straight away. Give him time. Get him the same trainer as Pat did, or get him somebody else, and then make him, get that few skills in his head so he can do it properly and not just pretend to punch. Yeah. But yeah, if he comes, you said he is made for WWE. He knows how to play the crowd sort of thing. So yeah, but get him trained, just for everyone's safety. Speaking of actual training and pro wrestling, let's go on something a bit more fun. We'll have the SummerSlam predictions up. So what do you think on this one then? We'll go for the first. I'll go scroll to the bottom because the match that came up first was the main event, probably. Okay, we'll go to the Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Loser leaves WWE.
Bearing in mind what's gone on, it's got to be a Mandy Rose win, I think.
Yeah, I think that one is more than, I say, pretty much a no-brainer. I think I can agree with that. I would... before this whole thing happened, I would say I would have put Sonya to win, because then you could have like maybe Tucker or whatever the other, I forgot, Otis, like literally Otis hammer management on screen to go, look, bring her back, and yada yada yada, and keep that sort of thing going, because they haven't really done anything with it in terms of like storyline, have they really?
That'd be a great way for him to lose his money in the bank. It's like, I'll give my money in the bank, championship away, title shot away.
Yeah, that could be something they could do. But I think with what's just happened now, I think it's pretty much Mandy's going to win. I'm actually writing this down this time, because normally we just see it on stream and then I usually forget about it, but I'm going to actually put it down on paper so I can remember later.
Is the Cruise MVP match on card, or is it on pre-show?
I have it here, but I don't know if it'll be pre-show.
Okay, same with you.
We'll make our predictions, and then if it doesn't happen on the main card, we can just go. Can we just give it a bit? Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio's son, or Dominic, in a street fight, apparently.
I don't know. I think it's too early for Mysterio to win. I think I'm going Rollins. I can't see the payday yet for that.
I would say Dominic to win, but it's not going to be clean. It'll be a very scrappy.
The thing is,
something goes wrong, and then Dominic wins by a cheap roll up or something.
See, the way I look at it at the moment is, I think they've got to build up to a turn for what's his name?
Murphy.
Yeah. I think they've got to build to that.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the place for it. I think Rollins. I still got stuff.
I think they can not. They don't have to do it now, but they can start. They can plant the seed. They could be a case of where, he misses, let's say a kendo stick shot or something, and it hits Seth. You don't have to do it that way. You can plant the seed now and then have it bloom later on in the year. But I would say Dominic to win by not a clean, very shenanigans based. A lot of people are going to get involved. Probably Raymer getting involved too, and then Dominic win by a cheap roll up or something. I don't think he's going to win like a drawn out battle. It'll just be quick roll up. I don't know how long it'll last. Maybe 10 minutes. But Dominic to win, cheap roll up. A lot of shenanigans. Let me get my phone back from Loppy. Let me see what's the next one on the list was Bayley versus Asuka.
Okay. Yeah. Bayley versus Asuka.
For the SmackDown Women's Champion.
See, this is the thing. I can't see Asuka winning both. But I could see Asuka winning both. Which is a hard thing. So it's like because you almost feel like it's going to be a Bayley win and a Sasha lose, or vice versa.
Yeah, one of those. I want to say Bayley will win this one.
But do you know what? I did have a think Asuka wins both, but basically on each match they sabotage each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going for an Asuka win on both.
Really? Okay. So it's going to become a dual champion then.
She's going to become a double champion. She's going to become a double champion.
Double champion. Okay.
And I reckon botch on either side.
What do you mean, like a botch as in?
Oh no, I reckon the Sasha are gonna. I reckon Bayley's gonna lose clean.
Yeah.
Or no, Bayley's going to lose because of a mistake by Sasha, and then Bayley's going to cost Sasha. And I've got a prediction as well. I think we're going to see face paint Asuka.
Is he always face paint? Is he always face painted?
I mean like clown face Asuka from Japan, like a really like sinister.
Oh, okay.
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay. I would.
She's been teasing it.
She has been teasing it. Okay.
Yeah.
I would put. Yeah. It's tricky for me because I was like, I want to. I want to see Bayley as a heel more often because I think she is doing the job right. I said this last week, and it says like she's pisses me off, but that's because because obviously her hair. Yeah, because and I'm gonna sound really stupid. I'm gonna repeat myself. She has a Karen haircut, and it looks really ugly on her, but that's kind of the point. She's supposed to be a bad guy, so it gets to piss you off. So yeah. So I think Bayley to win, but I don't think it'll be clean. I think there'll be shenanigans involved. I don't think Asuka would win both, but she will win the next match, which is the Sasha versus Sasha Banks match. So I think she'll have the Raw one.
Okay. So, we're going to... Is it Braun Strowman versus The Fiend?
Yeah, we could do that one, yeah. The Fiend. I'm sorry, I'm going to put money on it. The Fiend's going to win.
I want the Fiend to win.
Yeah.
I want the Fiend to win. Part of me thinks you're going to see Sister Abigail, a.k.a. Alexa Bliss.
I don't know, because it's like I said this last week before. It's like I think she's just a pawn in the middle of it. She's not actually like. I don't think she's going to be a Sister Abigail. I think she's just a pawn between both of them, or she's stuck in a hard place.
Did you know the one thing I've totally sort of forgot about with all of this is Retribution. Where Retribution going to play? What are they going to do? How many fake finishes are we going to get?
Oh, I know. I don't think there's going to be any fake finishes. I think. I think they'll mess around on they'll mess with the TV. They'll mess with the TV feed and the actual Thunderdome feed, but I don't think they'll do.
You see, part of me thinks what they'll do is like in the US title match with the Cruz and MVP or something. They'll come in and that'll be a false finish. And something will happen of that, or even the Street Profits match.
Didn't MVP say that he thinks it's Apollo Crews the ringleader? Because he went on Raw to talk or something, and he said like he thinks that Apollo Crews is the ringleader of Retribution. He said like when he came back, they started coming in.
Okay.
So I think he put a little seed of doubt in there, going like, he thinks it's this. So if they do come into that match, then it's like, okay.
It's just like I can't see a place for them in the Strowman match. I don't see them involved in the McIntyre match. I want to see McIntyre beat him.
Yeah, I
want to see McIntyre win clean, but.
I don't think.
I kind of feel like Orton's going to win.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that match, and I'll get to it in a second. But I think the Apollo. I think if they want to be anywhere, I think that Apollo Crews and the MVP match would be probably the best place. So if they were going to do something, a Retribution. I mean, now if they're going to do something, that's probably the best place to them for do it. You kind of play off MVP, then calling out Retribution and saying you're just being played by Apollo Crews or something.
Do you know what I find really weird as well? Right.
Go for it.
There's no there's no AJ Styles or Jeff Hardy on the card.
Obviously, because that happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, no, completely. We know that Hardy won the title on SmackDown, but it just feels really like I don't know.
I don't know. Because it's an IC title, isn't it? It should be like a major thing, but
it should be worth more than the US belt.
Yeah, God, yeah. But you think the story with that is it's been playing for a while, hasn't it? The MVP Apollo Crews has been going through the story, has been going through a while, like almost I think a few weeks. And the Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles have kind of just happened, so I think they may give it a bit more room to breathe, sort of thing. So just to let it play out for a bit more, I think, really, before they put it in. Obviously, I'm again on the same boat as you. I think it should be like should be a SummerSlam match, but well, you know how they are. But yeah, it's a shame, really.
It's like I hope Retribution don't turn out to be a Vince McMahon, I'm the higher power job.
Oh God, no! I don't think it will be. Why? Like, the thing is, why would you wreck your own like production side, which probably costs a lot of money and a lot of time?
Because he's Vince
yeah,
slash
Shane. I know.
Vince slash Shane slash.
I think it actually is just NXT people like they're predicting, but obviously not now. It'll probably be NXT a lot.
It'd be interesting to see if there's a rewrite. Obviously, now that we know that it's because like Bruce Pritchard's apparently leaving Raw's writing, and
that's been squashed. Bruce Pritchard, yeah, it's been squashed. Bruce Pritchard said, come out and said, that's not going to happen. I think he doesn't have as much hand in it as he would like. I think he's just like the overseer, and he talks like to sponsors and TV executives.
Well, he was, the reports were originally that he was burnt out from doing both
SmackDown and Raw.
Was talking Shane.
And Shane taking over Raw.
Man coming in as head writer on Raw.
I saw that as well. Okay, but no, I think Bruce Pritchard. Well, I think Bruce Pritchard came out and went, that's not kind of. He's still fine. It's just he hasn't got he isn't personally writing everything.
Yeah.
I think he's got a team with him who write each show, and he's looking after those writers. So that's how I think how his job is. If I'm reading rightly, he's the overseer of everything.
He's been very clever because of how it would look over scapegoating payment like they did.
Yeah.
And they're saying it was cost cutting, etc., etc., etc.
Bullshit. Pritchard wanted his hands on the cookie jar and he got it. Let me see now what any matches we have missed. What do we say for the Apollo Crews match? Who do you think could win that one?
I think Crews is going to win it.
I can't see.
I can't see it going the other way. Either that or a false finish.
Well, if it is a false finish and Retribution do not be involved, then we know that then it's clean. It's completely they're nothing to do with it. If Retribution do get involved, then you could keep that storyline going for a while, because MVP could just say, look, you are the leader of Retribution.
What would be incredible is if it turned out to be Lashley, and he turned on MVP. I thought that'd be clever. But, I think MVP, her business has done a really, really good job of putting Lashley over. He feels important again, which is nice,
and not just Lana's hubby. Yeah. I think at best. Yeah, I'm gonna put that to win as well. Apollo to win on that one.
Yeah.
Let me go through the scrolling. Street Profits to match the Angel Garza versus Andrade and the Street Profits.
I hope it's Andrade and Angel Garza because I really dislike the Street Profits at the moment.
Wow. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I thought they were great in NXT.
Yeah, I thought they were great in NXT.
The whole Viking Raiders Ninja whatever crap.
Yeah, that's knocked them down a few pegs.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Bianca Belair. I think she's incredible.
Yeah.
And
well done for that one. Well done.
But it's just
I don't dislike the Street Profits. I think they've just been handled poorly.
Yeah.
I think that's. I don't hate them. I just think they just don't like how they've been handled. I think
Well, it's kind of like Enzo Amore for me. I thought he was amazing in NXT. I thought he was amazing when he came up to start with.
Yeah.
It just got boring. It just got boring. You know, it's like it isn't sort of 92, 93. Well, no, 97 when you can come out and use the same 7 phrases. You know, hey yo.
Yeah,
you know,
it's.
Or DX, whatever. Yeah. But, you know, it's not the same thing. People ain't that way.
We're not that stupid wired. Anymore. We've seen through it basically.
Exactly.
So you're putting the.
I'm putting
Angel.
Andrade in. Yeah, an Angel. Love Angel cards up on.
Yeah, you know what? I think I have seen rumors that's flying around. That's going to happen. So I'm probably going to go with you on that one. They don't. They could win it, and then Street Profits could win it back, say later on, if they really wanted to go that way. But from what I've read and heard, I think that our predictions will be right. So.
Okay.
We did put that one, the Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Both said the Fiend's going to win. Now it's time for Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. I think I heard you saying that you wanted Drew to win.
I want Drew to win, but I think Orton's going to win.
Okay. So which one shall I put down for your predictions? And shall I put
Orton?
Orton. Okay.
Yeah. As much as I hate
it. You know what? I'm going to go the opposite way in this one. I'm going to think Drew's going to win. Against my better judgment, I think Drew will win. It will be a clean one. I think it'll be a clean win for Drew. It kind of has that.
The thing is, the way,
especially because he got robbed of WrestleMania moments, winning it when there was nobody there. And it being in a Thunderdome, you could just probably pump in the crowd's reactions in there, or everyone's going yay, and kind of get that feel for him at least.
If I'm honest with you, I think there's more money in Drew chasing.
Yeah, because you can build him up that way, couldn't you? Because you can go build him up to, say, Royal Rumble match or WrestleMania, where he chases and chase. You could do that, but I think it's too early. I think if you dropped it at Survivor Series or something, then
how long has he had the title for now?
Since Mania. He won it. It's about 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, 3 months. 4 months. Yeah, I think.
4 months.
April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, about 5 months actually. Yeah. Looked up. 5 months.
I don't.
I think
I honestly don't know.
I think he thinks he's had a good run with it, and I would keep that going because he's doing pretty well.
I would like to see him keep it, but I think this clutching for straws at the moment. I think that's almost why Orton's there, but Orton's doing his best work.
For a
long time. As much as I hate it.
Yeah, obviously.
He's
doing his best work now.
Doing his best work.
I think I'm sticking with my guns to Drew to win. I think he will probably drop it maybe later on at maybe Survivor Series or something else.
Okay.
I think it's way too early because what you could do is have him win the Royal Rumble next year again. Just like he could have. I don't know. Maybe he could drop it to somebody else in between and have a battle between there, and then Drew keeps chasing, and then never wins it. Wins the Royal Rumble, then wins it back at Mania with a full crowd, hopefully.
Yeah.
And have that moment he wants. He kind of deserves, basically.
To be honest with you, I can see it going to the Rumble and him beating Orton at the Rumble and getting the belt back, not actually being within the Rumble, just to build towards something different. Because I think it almost feels at the moment like this. The stalling till some of the big guns come back.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Well, here's the thing. I don't know why would they be stalling now. Is that they've got they haven't got Reigns or they've got Lesnar. They could build new stars, and they are building new stars. And you've got Drew and you've got Randy Orton, who are doing fantastic. So I don't know why they're stalling. They should be going, okay, these guys are not going to be here. Screw them. Let's build up Drew and let's build up Randy or Asuka or Bayley and Sasha are building themselves up. So
yeah,
I don't understand that logic of we have to stall until we get Roman Reigns back because Roman Reigns is a
I know, I get that.
It's just annoying, really. I'll still say in my books that I'll kill. They should win at you could keep it at SummerSlam and then just lose it further down, and then maybe gain it at say WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, whatever works out better.
Yeah.
So you can have that kind of that big crowd reaction that's kind of robbed when Mania happened, obviously.
Yeah, as I say, I don't know what if I was booking it, I'd book it for McIntyre to win, and then have another match somewhere down the line where Orton plays the game, uses Flair, comes back. Like you say, the lights went out when Flair got punted. He could turn on.
I think with that it was kind of like a safety thing. It didn't want to actually punt him. Obviously, I don't think any sane person would want to punch a 70-year-old on live TV. So I think they probably just make it look as realistic as possible.
Do you know what would be really clever? And be a bit of a sideway would be like Triple H comes out partway through the match because the referee gets injured, or there's some really dodgy spot and you think someone's injured. He just literally turns on McIntyre there and then, and you have Orton win it. Basically going back on the whole evolution thing, and also the fact that Drew was the chosen one at that point, or maybe not even.
I wouldn't bring
maybe not even Triple H. Maybe Vince.
I wouldn't bring the chosen one thing back into it. I think most people have really forgotten that whole angle.
I don't know, because he's brought it up several times. Orton has.
I don't know. I don't think they'd want to dip into that well. Maybe to get some cheap heat, but I don't think they want to actually use it in the storyline because it wasn't very good, if I remember rightly. Drew couldn't speak for ages because of his accent. So, and he wasn't. Even I think Vince McMahon himself said he wasn't very good at that time. Because he wasn't accustomed to, the American slang of sorts, Scottish accents.
You have to almost be movie Scottish.
Yeah, you have to be Mel Gibson and freaking Braveheart Scottish.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably. I don't think they want to bring that up. Maybe they would just to get. Well, maybe Randy would just to bring some cheap heat or something to himself.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
See tonight, because it's going to happen tonight. So.
Do you know what? Do you know what though? I'd love to see Jeff Hardy win the Royal Rumble. that would be my.
Hang on, when's his contract expiring? I think it has expired. I think it's coming to expiring, but it's got loads of dates added on because of
how long he was injured.
How long is out for?
I think he's almost got an extra year.
Jesus Christ! I don't think he'd win the Royal Rumble, because that means he's got a headline Mania, and.
You know what? That was one of my favourite moments when he won the world title last time. Even with his, it was great. It was, but
when did he last win the world title? It was it 2000? The CM Punk's time frame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was the CM Punk match?
Yeah. It's
You're looking it up now, are you?
Yeah.
I know it was. He had a goal. It was a championship match against him versus CM Punk way back when, but I don't think he's won a championship since then.
It was Armageddon.
Yeah.
2008.
2008. Fucking hell. But bearing in mind, he has won a world championship in TNA, which we don't really want to mention because it was terrible.
Oh my word! The whole
thing was
fiasco.
just Well, the funny thing is I do remember this because I was Sting actually spoke about that in person. I got to watch it, and I completely forgot about it until I was watching a YouTube video and somebody brought it up about the match, and Sting actually said, and I remember this myself. Sting said that he has a lot of respect for Jeff Hardy. Just that particular incident was, not the greatest thing. He has a lot of respect. He wants to wrestle him again. Just get himself sorted first, which looks like he has done. And then Sting retires. So great. But that whole match is just. I watched that live. I remember clearly watching that, and I went, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
I think everybody looked at it, thinking, "What was going on?" Yeah.
When obviously we didn't know the backstage, what actually happened beforehand. We just thought, "Oh, it's Jeff being his, evil, otherworldly self." But then,
no. I just thought he was drunk.
No, I didn't. I when he came out late, I thought, "Okay, something's up here," but I didn't. In my naivete, I can say I didn't know what was going on because I wasn't that when it happened. I wasn't as big a fan of wrestling as I am now. I was just starting to get back into it, so I was like, "Oh, Jeff Hardy's cool. I'll watch this match." And Sting, I know Sting. And then it was kind of not knowing what happened to Jeff Hardy, in his personal life. So I thought it a bit weird. I just thought maybe he's building suspension, and then now I know what I know now. I was like, oh yeah, he wasn't at the best state of mind. So it's a shame, really. I mean, he is very good, but he's got loads of stuff going on behind the mask sort of thing. God, I feel like a downer now. Quick. Get Hornswoggle in here, quick, help. I've been going for like almost about, an hour and a half, actually. That's not too bad. Yes, I know notifications. So we got our predictions for SummerSlam this year, and I just did a leg slap. I just literally went slap my leg. Oh dear. Oh, did you hear about the rumor that was going around that Randy Orton wants to go down to NXT? He wants to go down to NXT to actually wrestle someone. I was like, good, really? If he's if he's putting them over,
make it Tommaso Ciampa.
Ooh, well, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like I want to see it if he's.
Wishes.
I would want. If it had to be, I wanted. My head's going. Tommaso Ciampa seems like a good deal, but I want a match against Keith Lee and Randy Orton. I want to see that one. I don't know why. I just think.
That's fair enough.
That's a good.
I don't know. Do you know what though? Anybody in NXT would make him look good. So it's,
yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, his best match was his match at Mania with Seth Rollins. Rollins was just amazing in that match.
Randy Orton versus Seth.
Yeah.
We did the massive RKO or something off his.
Yeah. Where
that was fantastic.
All that effort that Rollins did to be able to boost himself up after that and that
it was just ridiculous. I think that's probably the best. They always do this top 10 best RKOs, and I've sort of like, I don't care about that list. That is probably one of the best RKOs I've ever seen.
And it was all Rollins.
Yeah, and it was just like Rollins just literally launching himself up, and Randy be able to just grab him and bring him down. That's fun. Yeah. It's just the speed of it as well. You don't realise how quick it was.
Yeah.
You see it going, it's like, oh, bang! I was like, oh, Christ. That was done. I'm literally looking through the for the I think it's Bleacher Report I've got up here. I think it's Bleacher Report. Got an article running up here, and I'm not sure who the. Oh, it's Ringside News. Okay. Yeah, there's backstage situations with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's returns. I don't want them even to come back. Not yet.
No, but something stupid's going to happen because we're at SummerSlam. It feels like they have to do something.
Yeah, they have to.
It feels like WWE will do something.
Yeah, but I don't. Because Lesnar is like, I don't really care, because Lesnar's just going to come in here, get his money trip, and then go home. Obviously, Reigns, I don't want. Goldberg, I wouldn't mind. You could have. Oh well, I said that, and then I just realised Undertaker match. I went, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to mention the Undertaker match. That's ripped from history, erased from history. I don't know. Brock Lesnar, I can't see him. He's smart. I'll give him that much, but he's not as big draw as he thinks he is. I personally think. I think he's just like cashing in his checks and then going home.
I don't know.
With Roman Reigns, obviously keep him as far as freaking his way as humanly possible. That's all I'm gonna say. Just keep him far away from performance from Orlando as you possibly can. Put him in Hawaii, I don't care. Just literally just put him in Hawaii on the island and then just keep him safe. Oh god.
I don't know. I don't know where else you would go now.
Sorry, I just to interrupt now. You know this is going pop culture as well as a little bit. Did you see the Suicide Squad video game trailer that's coming out recently?
Yeah, I watched DC Fandom live yesterday. So
okay. Well, apparently, and this is from Ringside News. The video game trailer reveals that Samoa Joe is as the shark. Yeah, Samoa Joe is the shark in the game, and that trailer we both saw.
Wow.
Yeah, I can literally just go through now.
Obviously, we know about like Cena and stuff, and
yeah.
But I was like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but it's I'm literally rolling through it now.
So King Shark is Samoa Joe.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Samoa Joe is according to what they said now. This is what they've written out. Is Samoa Joe voice is currently heard every week on Raw and SmackDown as a member of the announced team. This is not the only place you can hear Joe, as he's trying something different. The new Suicide Squad film is getting a lot of buzz with him being John Cena being the Peacemaker, but now you can see Samoa Joe also in the new role as the King Shark in the Suicide Squad video games.
Yeah.
You know what? I watched it. I think it's this morning, and I didn't even went right over my head. I didn't even notice. To be honest with you, I also forgot that freaking John Cena was going to be in the new Suicide Squad film. I was like, oh shit, that's
I did as well, and I was like, actually, it looks quite funny.
I haven't. I mean, let me just get the article up here, and I'll have a look now, and then get my reactions. Oh my god. Oh no. Sorry, what's the character? Oh, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
God, it looks like a bad Robin. It looks like a bad Robin.
It's meant to be stupid.
Oh god. Oh. I don't know. I'll have a look. That my reaction just tells the whole story. Oh, that's. Please say I hope it's good. That's all I'm saying. Maybe maybe the picture looks awful, but the film actually is pretty good. I enjoyed the first film. I must say I enjoyed it, but it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But
it depends. I mean, I've got big DC fandom, so.
Well, as like.
Is.
I've just. I'm gonna wait I'm gonna wait until I actually see like a trailer or something to go, okay, because I'm holding my judgment until I see something actually movement rather than just a picture, because you can make a picture look great. So holding judgment.
Okay.
And with that little side judgment, I think we're gonna end it there, because I think we're gonna have to got stuff to do, and I've been on my feet all day, so I'm still on my feet now because I haven't got a seat. So I'm just gonna end it there. My feet on my legs are sore now, so I was like, okay. So I'm gonna end it there. I want to say thank you very much to Rum for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure, as always.
As always is. Thank you very much. If you guys want to follow me on the social media, you can. I mean, Kamina871. And I'll be streaming possibly on Tuesday over on Anime League streams. I don't know what I'll be streaming. I have to figure it out. And then I think I'm streaming on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday doing some Euro Truck Simulator. And then Friday I'll be doing Half-Life 2. So you can catch me on any of those. Do you want to give a shout out to your social media? Or do you want to leave it at, do you want to not do it?
I'm good for the moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, with my new job, can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. You got it with the new jobs. You can't do that. So I'll let you be and to say thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next week.